all snuggled up and cosy in bed, ready for our next bedtime story. I've actually picked one of my favourite bedtime stories, and it's called The Smeds and the Smooths. So I really hope you enjoy it, and let's have a little look. Okay. By a Lubla lake on a far-off planet, there lived a young Smed, and her name was Janet. Not far away on a humplety hill, there lived a young Smoo by the name of Bill. Janet, like all the Smeds, was red, and this is what her grandfather said. Never, never play with the Smoos. They sleep in holes, they wear strange shoes. They jump around like kangaroos. Never, never play with the Smoos. Bill, like the other Smoos, was blue, and these were the words of Grandmother Smoo. Never, never play with the Smeds. They have strange hair upon their heads, and they sleep in funny things called beds. Never, never play with the Smeds. The Smeds on the lake liked nothing better than splashing around, getting wetter and wetter. But Janet grew bored with this watery play, and early one morning she tiptoed away. The Smoos jumped about on their humplety hill. They bounced up and down and never stood still. But Bill was beginning to think, this is boring. So early one morning he set off exploring. Janet met Bill in the Walpler Wood, where the truckles grew tall and the glompoms smelled good. The two rubbed antennae and played all day long. She told him a story and he sang her a song. They climbed to the top of a jerryberry coot and nibbled its juicy and jellyful fruit. Till who should disturb them but Grandfather Smed, shaking his fists as he angrily said, Never, never play with the Smoo. They're such a nasty shade of blue. For the 100th time I say to you, never, never play with the Smoo. Grandmother Smoo was not far behind, and this is how she spoke her mind. Never, never play with the Smed. They're such a dreadful shade of red. I'll say again what I've always said. Never, never play with a Smed. Years went by on the far-off planet. Janet missed Bill, and Bill missed Janet. But off they crept wherever they could to sing and play in the Walpler Wood. The two of them grew and decided to wed. But what do you think their grandparents said? Never, never marry a Snoo. They're a beastly bunch, they're a crazy crew. They drink black tea, they eat green stew. Never, never marry a Smoo. Never, never marry a Smed. My dearest child, are you off your head? They drink pink milk, they eat brown bread. Never, never marry a Smed. Janet and Bill stole out that night while their families slept and the screen shone bright. They clambered into the Smed's red rocket. Grandfather Smed had forgotten to lock it. Bill pressed the button and Janet steered. When their families woke, they both had disappeared. The Smeds had said, your Bills must have stolen our Janet and taken her off to a distant planet. The Smoo said, it's your Janet who's stolen our Bill and lured him away from the humplety hill. The Smoos climbed into their rocket of blue, and they said to the Smeds, you had better come too. Suspicious and scowling, they soared into space, till they'd reached Planet Vumjum, a dry, dusty place. The Vums had long arms which waved in the air, but they didn't have news of the runaway pair. The next stop was Lergelstrop, covered in roses, and watered by beasts with small eyes and long noses. They touched down on Grimbaltosh, coated in grime. They searched Planet Glurch and found nothing but slime. One morning the Smoos found they'd run out of tea, so the Smeds shared their milk, which was as pink as could be. Then Grandfather Smed said, my hair needs a trim. and Grandmother Smoo kindly cut it for him. They landed on Sloop, where the Sloopies wore kilts. They flew to Kabloo, where the Clabs walked on stilts. They searched all year long, and they searched longer still. But they didn't find Janet, and they didn't find Bill. Alas, said the Smoos, and the Smeds said, alack! We have failed in our quest, we had better turn back. So they turned back and flew home to their very own planet, and far down below they saw Bill and Janet. The rocket touched down and they ran to the wood where the truckles grew tall and the glompoms smelled good. And there in the glade and by the rocket of red were the runaway Smoo and the runaway Smed. They got lost and flown home again, only to find that all the others had left them behind. There was joy, jam and jumping. Then Janet said, maybe you'd like to make friends with our dear little baby. A baby? A red one. A blue one? But no. That baby was purple from head to toe. They all hugged the Smoo Smed, their new baby brother, and Grandpa and Gran even hugged one another. They laughed and they splashed and they danced with delight, and they played with that baby from morning till night. They made him a rattle, they made him a flute, they fed him the fruit from the jerryberry poot. Then they sang by the light of the silvery moon, and you can sing too if you make up a tune. Play with the Smeds and play with the Smoos, play with whichever friends you choose. Then close your eyes and while you snooze, dream of the Smeds and dream of the Smoos. What a lovely story. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. When you go to bed tonight, you can dream of the Smeds and the Smoos. I can't wait to hear the next bedtime story, and I hope you all have a fantastic evening. Good night.